We're back here again, guys. So if you're here for the part 2 of the VOD, if you've managed to find yourself at the CyberGamer Network YouTube channel, well done. You've managed to actually find all the recordings of where we're actually uploading them all. If you're here live, I love you even more. You are tuning in live on the Own3D TV stream. If you're even in the CyberGamer TV chat at cybergamertv.com, you have even more love. Damn, I've got so much love to give. Even more love to the teams who are currently playing. We're here for the part 2 of the VOD, which actually should be all combined into one, so it'd be fine. It'd be great. All now like VODs, all available for you. Anyway, let's have a look at our last picks up now. So we did see Ancient Apparition, we did see Spectre, Crystal Mains join the battle as well. Clockwork Goblin and Earthshaker. There was some sort of weird discussion going on about if AA is Shaker or is Shaker ES or is ES actually AA. I'm not quite sure what the boys are getting on, but a lot of people are getting confused in the chat before. But let's check out GGnet. So we've got Miracle playing a Dimensional Spirit. Oh, Kurukai! Oh, he's like... He's playing the sexiest woman in the game. That's just, I want to look at her. Just look at her. Through the trees. Through the trees. Oh no. Through the trees. Oh no. She's going to get ripped a new one. See, this is what's called a gangbang. No, back behind the Tier 1 tower. They're safe to say, hang on. There's an entire smoked group of 5 that are currently stalking us through the Sentinel neutrals. Yeah, I'm going to hug the tower. Rest 2D. Come on, man. We have Enigma hanging around the middle lane with Doombringer. So Pycat is there. Top lane will be a Lich solo by Azin. Looks like Couriers are giving a little bit of a hand. So Tangos come out as well as the boots. For some reason, he decided to wait and let a courier deliver those to him. But he does actually have boots and Tangos now. Possibly brought up by one of the other heroes. You can share those Tangos, but don't do what CCM did. Don't give them to the carry and let him sell it. For some reason, people get a little bit annoyed about that one. Item stacking. Not that it was that critical. But still, let's not bring politics into the world of Dota. We've got enough of that as it is. All right, so your bottom lane will be Kurukai and Miracle, Vengeful Spirit, and Droid Ranger. Looks like they will be going up against Dread, our Mon Capitan. For the Moscow 5 team, which you'll actually see appear as Grog. I don't know how she said it correctly. I don't need to be drunk as well as be Russian to actually pronounce that correctly. We have our middle lane, Earthshaker, who's currently playing as ES. He's going to go for that blink. Oh, Pycat moves himself back just far enough. Ancient Apparition is there. Pycat does actually get a little bit closer as she do the damage off. There's Moscow 5 coming a little bit closer. No fissure. CM did come around from the high ground. Was not able to get a frost or any cone off or anything like that. So we do see Pycat stay there on the front lines, devouring up those creeps. A little bit of extra gold for him. He's all about the moonlight. Up towards the top, Azim playing a solo, going up against a solo Spectra. Want to point out right now what Kurukai did to Moscow 5 at the end of our last game. Not something which you actually want to face again, especially if you've got Light of Heaven playing as our Spectra. Look for those last hits. Watch that CS scores. Watch also Pycat force back here in the middle lane. Ancient Apparition, always powerful. Great for pressure, especially if you're going up against a melee hero like this. It's going to make it even harder for Pycat. He's got to come in close. He'll get cold-feeded, has to move back. Then wants to come in close for last hits. Then gets cold-feeded, has to move back. It's this weird sort of like tug of war where basically Ancient Apparition is not tugging on anything. He doesn't need to even tug. He doesn't even need to put in that much effort to actually tug. And I'm not talking about that if you're being a sassable bastard. As an up here in the top lane. Interesting to see how powerful he actually gets up here against Light of Heaven. Obviously, you can use that Frost to really harass. I'm not quite sure if that Frost actually gets reflected. I think it's just the standard damage which actually gets reflected. Darn, we should have Slush back here for Game 4. And yes, there will be a Game 4. So interesting to see, there goes Lich with an over 2. Just going to try and keep Light of Heaven back from that creep wave. It's a good lane to actually go up against. Range versus melee is always going to be a little bit better for Lich, especially with the fact he's got that inbuilt Deny of the Dark Ritual. So you've got Nova level 2, Ritual level 1. And I will just use that to harass Spectre down. Spectre does have a fair amount of regen still sitting on top of him. Looks like Clockwork Goblin. Dread, Magic Missile, this could be first blood! The Enigma stun coming in from the side, Droid Ranger! Oh yeah! Oh, that's right, Sploosh. Gotta love her, gotta love her. In case you guys didn't notice, and I'm gonna point it out right now, like you're currently watching the game, but I feel I have to point this out. Droid Ranger, awesome, freaking sweet, absolutely amazing. And meanwhile, back at the game. Droid Ranger, gotta love her. Kurokai is actually handling her tonight. Don't think I like another guy touching my woman, but I can deal with it for this one because she's currently playing the game, has got the first blood on that bottom lane. Vengeful Spirit's going to want to go again here on Dread. Coming around the backside, he's got enough for a magic missile, so just harassing Dread back a little bit. Doesn't need to do much more. So all the lanes are pretty comfortable where they're sitting right now. I also apologise again, the sound is spiking, so if you're currently watching on the YouTube VOD, you have to lower your, actually raise your volume if you want to have the same level of sound you had before. Just been dropped a little bit there, just in case. Doombringer getting cold feeted here in the middle lane. Does get back up towards the high ground, so that's one upside for him. Also, what have we actually got? Scorched Earth. Judging by the rate of regen, I think it's actually only level 1. We'll have that Devour, we'll have that level Death he will want to have up in levels as well. Cold feeted once again. So I'm talking about Doombringer wants to get in close to get those last hits. Ancient Apparition just forces him back away from the XP, back away from those last hits. Clockwork Goblin throws down the rocket just on top of Miracle. He's going to pick up the TD rune. It's kind of like this Mexican standoff. It's like I'm a VS, but I'm a DD. You can't kill me. I'm unstoppable. Wow, is that Kurokai with 1800 gold? How's our Spectre going so far? Specky, I think, has actually been having a little bit more issues right now. We'll check our CS scores for just a moment. Doombringer and Ancient Apparition is going to be an interesting battle as well. Doombringer once again. Got to be careful, especially once that Ancient Apparition pops level 6. He is then completely and utterly busted. But using that fire just to regen himself up, as well as now Bottle Charges running in towards that mid. We will check it now. Let's check our CS scores here. So 22 for 2. Light of Heaven up there on the top lane. Bottom lane, Kurokai not doing as well as I thought he was actually doing. Actually, yes, he is. He's doing 28 for 7. He's doing just as well as I thought he was doing. Ancient Apparition, 22 for 9 there in the middle lane. Going up against Doom is 14 for 2. The time to strike, though, will be the big thing that will actually dictate that one. First Blood also went down towards that bottom lane. That's why the Drone Rangers just a little bit further ahead in money. Now with trades completed, as well as 2 Slippers. Complete those guys into Wraith Bands and then have a fun party time. Doombringer, still not up to level 6 just yet. Forced to fall back using every single bottle charge he's got. While Ancient Apparition also with an empty bottle. We'll be wanting to try and fill it up with runes as looks like Kurokai actually dived the bottom lane. Dread goes down, Miracle's life was sacrificed for it. Double A is down there, the Scourge was the one that got the last hit. Fidget goes off, Kurokai! Oh, 42 HP. Decides to turn around knowing that Earthshaker has no mana whatsoever to actually put up a fight. We'll need a regen item. Will it be coming out from Vengeful Spirit? Yep, there's the salve. Bob and Kurokai, keep him in that lane as long as possible. Lich looks like he's in a lot of trouble as well. CM as well as Specky teaming up to try and gank that one up. That should be fine. Roar on bottom lane. Dread Magic Missile. Cogs pop off, but they can do the damage from range. Vengeful Spirit actually getting in front just against Kurokai. Can't get the last hit. But Kurokai picks up yet another kill. Drone Ranger having the start of her life right now. CM coming up a little bit closer. Enigma getting stuns off here. NS should actually take a fall right now. Will do so. Puppy gets the last hit as Lich is trying to run himself away from Spectre, who's daggered him and now is running him through the trees. Will the support actually come? Crow's flying in support items. It's a healing salve for him. And now Earthshaker did move around just in case he was going to be followed. But everyone should be fine, all quiet on the western front, or eastern, or southern, or northern. I don't know which front you're currently looking at. I'm looking at the mid lane, and also going to be saving up the game. Six minutes and 49 seconds into this game. Almost a kill a minute, which has basically been, well, a crap load more kills than our other games we've seen so far by the second game. And that was only after GGnet started to actually get on the back of that Indiana Jones rolling ball. Interesting to know when Pycat makes his move here on Ancient Apparition in the middle lane. Earthshaker, I'm pretty sure, knows something's going to be made. VS coming up a little bit closer. VS, they want to get him up to level 6 as fast as possible. Need that swap to give them that initiation. Top lane also going off. Black Hole on Light of Heaven. Can they get the kill on Specky? They do so. Aizen gets the last hit. That's a big kill. Big kill on the carry on the top lane. Spectre going down. Pushes him back in his build, pushes him back in his levels, and puts Kurokai, the big carry for GGnet, even further ahead. Puppy and Aizen, they're on the ball. They know what they have to do for their team. This is a team game, even though Kurokai is the one that's getting a lot of a lot of strength being put on the back of him. A lot of responsibility does come from that now. Oh, look at this. Clockwork Goblin. He's popping the cogs, but Kurukai was only one to harass him back because Clockwork Goblin knows if he comes in close enough, those frost arrows, it's going to let Kurukai be in range every single time he needs to shoot. Shoot, follow, shoot, follow, shoot, follow, and frosted. You can't do anything about it bar fire rockets at range and pop off your bottle charges or salve, which is not what he wants to do right now. It's not the easiest way to farm up. CM's got the pull, giving a little bit of room there for Specky. He's about to pop to level 6, so that Haunt will be available when they want to try and push it through. Magic Wand, trying to be dropped off right now. Unsuccessfully done so. Miracle just buzzing that guy around. ES Vision now coming down. Ancient Apparition couldn't get the cold feet. Now he gets it off a little bit too late. Doombringer instantly with a little bit of extra movement speed you get from the Scorched Earth, able to get himself back out of there. Not to mention the regen, not to mention the burner dust to anyone around. Vengeful Spirit wants to get close enough for a magic missile. Can't do so. He is level 5, so just one level off having that big ulti. ES Fissure, Ancient Apparition ulti! Oh, it's just off a little bit too far. Timing just a little bit too off. That could have shattered VS and Doom into a million little pieces. It was not capable of doing so, though. Now Doom forced back once again. Low HP. Might consider falling back all the way. In fact, looks like he is going to. Leave Enigma there in the front lines in the middle. Bit of farm, bit of levels. He's already level 6. Top lane getting pressured once again. Lich won't care too much. Lich also up to level 7. Which means that Lich ulti will be there if needed. Kurukai going straight for the Helm of the Dominator early on in the piece. Knowing he's solo on that bottom lane. Doesn't want to, if he gets ganked, have to fall back or require VS to come out with a salve every single time. Only downside about having that is you can't use your Frost as well as you hit Lifesteal at the same time. Obviously, though, if you're in the lane, you're trying to push, you're not going to be using Frost. If you're ganking, you switch to Frost straight away. It's easy enough, so it does work both ways, and then allows him to do exactly what he's doing right now. Picks up the Centaur. Obviously, Helm of the Dominator does have that ability to dominate the creep, so he can go for that push, or he can go for helping out in other lanes. Ancient Apparition wants to come up and pick up that rune. Not going to be done so. Pycat, Doombringer, controlling that rune beautifully. And Ancient Apparition just forced to sit back at the moment. Lich and Enigma up here on the top lane. Going for a bit of a double pull here on the Satyrs. Actually got 2 creep worths of them. ES and CM. Going to be hearing that noise going off from the side. Conversion's getting a lot of those last hits off. Doombringer once again forced back by Ancient Apparition. He's a big hero, but he's got to really actually play his part. Those ultis have to hit on the opposite lanes as well, so when the ganks actually come, like for that moment when Lich and Enigma were ready to push on that top lane, ready to get ganked up here on the top lane, like right now is when you need it there. It flies out. Enigma's falling himself back right now. Can they do enough damage? The ulti is there. Will stop the regen. In comes the rest of it. Does shatter him off. Lich turns around, pops the ulti, but ES goes down river, and it bounces off CM down to ES, so there is no extra bounce for them. And we do see Enigma going down there on the top lane. That's exactly what Ancient Apparition needs to actually do. You can level up, you can fight it from the mid lane, you can help out as much as you want to. But that's literally where it ends. Top lane tower will go down too. Last hit being missed there by Light of Heaven. Trying to get to his phase boots. Kurukai pushing out that bottom lane with perfect ease right now. Poor man's shield is up. No, he needs something to actually help him when Clockwork Goblin comes in nice and close. Clockwork Goblin, how's he going at the moment? Stout shield, boots, and basically thin. It's the only other way you can describe his items. Ancient Apparition, Vitality Booster, Phase. Over towards our Earthshaker is the 500 gold boots, and he's just being ward bitched at the moment by the looks of it. Doombringer for the middle lane, strength tries to keep himself alive right now. Enigma thinking about having a little bit more pressure applied there to G. Playing as our Ancient Apparition there in the middle lane.
The player's forces are under attack.
A Doombringer having a pretty good time right now. See how he goes for item builds later on in the piece. Lich, top lane. Wants to get that mech down as fast as he can. Ancient Apparition on the back of an Invis rune right now. Azen's in a lot of trouble. Top lane is bringing support. They're waiting for that support to arrive. Specky's on his way. Ancient Apparition can take care of most this one. And Azen is there. There is no ulti for him. He will take a fall. The ward was dropped there by M5 on the way through. But yeah, that's just too easy on the gank. problem when you lose your tier 1 towers. You just cannot hold that frontal position anymore. And when Ancient Apparition disappeared from mid, he had to know something was up. So maybe a little miscommunication coming out there from GGnet. Raw comes out across that mid lane. Just drop that armor of the ES and Ancient Apparition. So if the pressure doesn't get applied, they do actually have a little bit more damage they'll pump out. So I'm getting very concerned at the moment here for all those fans of the Moscow 5. I actually almost concerned for Miracle here in the middle lane. He's already dead. G putting on right on top of him. The fissure is there as well. CM TP's out while being on the opposite side of that fissure. And Doombringer is just sitting there to watch the rest of it actually go down. Enigma Black Hole bringing Dread in. Ancient Apparition ulti does come down towards the bottom lane. Slows down the regen. Specky's going to try and make the most of it. And he does actually now want to go for it. Oh, this could be massively bad here for Light of Heaven. No, he has enough damage, enough speed to actually bring down, once again, Enigma. Second time he's died in the last, like, 3 minutes. But I thought Kurukai might have actually put out the Frost Arrows and tried to slow Light of Heaven down. Decided against it in the end. Wanted more life back on him. So Light of Heaven goes down towards that bottom lane. A kill for the Spectra. Moscow 5 need everything they can on that Specky. Ancient Apparition will support themselves through that mid-game. Give Spectra that little bit more time to actually farm up. Pycat not concerned about getting done by the cold feet. In fact, he's already got enough movement speed, so just bought himself enough time, pops up, gets the Illusionary on the top lane. Moscow 5 ward was watching that one. TP support now coming down towards the bottom lane. That's because ES is almost dead. VS swaps in. Light of Heaven. Lich ulti bounces up towards the CM. There's a fair amount of damage. And Magic Missile, not enough mana for it, but there's a stun from Enigma coming in from the side. Ennis will take a fall. Ancient Apparition ulti does come down towards the bottom lane, which will damage Asnoff a little bit there. But we do actually see a trade of 2 for 1 on the kill counts. Doombringer illusions up and they will push on that tier 1 tower. Clockwork Goblin rockets it off. Ancient Apparition will make the most of this and try and push on that mid lane. Might have to come down towards this bottom lane and try and help and hold it off. Pycats on the front lines. Flame that earth. It's not Doombringer's world unless it's in heat. ES now comes in, very, very low HP. Got to be careful if the level death from Pycat goes off. It will spell death from Pycat! He walks into the cogs. He's being held in place. More TP supports coming up. Miracle roars off. Enigma is also just around the corner. Roccat pops off, trying to bring down Enigma's HP. And Ancient Apparition should pull off a double. It manages to get Enigma. G's now locked off. There goes the ulti. Gets himself a double. Ancient Apparition, you do not mess with him. Dread is on the chase right now. Doomed. Lich ulti, not around his. Oh no, there goes Miracle. G, triple, Ancient Apparition will now try and pick up another one. Pycat goes inside the trees. The cold feet is there. He won't get himself out of range in time. Pycat, will he make it a quad? Will he make it a quad? Come on, give it to him. He does. It's all on G. Ultra kill comes out for the Moscow 5, making it 8-10. 15 minutes and 56 seconds into it, an Ancient Apparition. Wow, I knew he had to TP down there at one point. But that was the perfect timing. Tier 1 tower went down. The pressure was applied. They didn't want to give it to Specky. They gave it to the big man, the Ancient Apparition. And G will now get even stronger. 1,700 gold. How much did he just make from those kills? 1,200. He got 1 kill before that, but he just got 1,200 gold from that. Great play there by the Moscow 5. And a little bit overconfidence that did come out there from GGnet. Push the tier 1 tower, and just that instant catch out when Doom got caught out by the Clockwork Goblin with the cogs. And once again, we see Clockwork Goblin being the initiator of all of this. We just saw GGnet try and help out their teammate, pushed in too far, and it was like, oh crap, picked off one by one as Moscow 5 pushed them back from their own tier 2 tower. 8-10 is where we currently sit though. GGnet pushed back a little bit. They're still, well, actually they're technically behind now. Tower-wise, they've claimed 1 tier 1. It's the same for both teams. Kill-wise, 8-10. So Ancient Apparition, how much can he really make with those couple of kills? Clockwork Goblin, how awesome will he be for initiation? Roccat popping up the middle. Frost Armor, only up at level 1 right now. Saving again. Obviously, these guys miss the saves when they actually happen. Something happened in the last 1 minute and a half again. They're just like, oh, come on, guys. That was so just like massive. Roccat still keeping the pressure on the mid. Maybe that save game comes out. They just ask for it just before they're about to try something very, very stupid. It's like, you know what? We're going to push this. We're going to pressure this. We're going to like completely screw them up. Oh, crap, didn't work. Pull plug. No, that would never happen. I didn't even suggest that. Mid lane, though. Just see the bit of fire. The fire in the feet coming out there from Doombringer. Courier flying in item. Ring of Health. Help complete that. Vanguard there for Pycat in the middle lane.
Players' forces are under attack.
Try and keep getting all those last hits. Does have that command aura, so has managed to pick that up from the Centaur. Devour those creeps. Specky up on the top lane. Getting a little bit too much free farm right now for Light of Heaven. I can't keep letting that happen. GGnet coming towards the middle lane. Roar goes off. Double A is there. Enigma. Can't get close enough. The Fissure does slow him down there for Double A. Roccat just keeping that pressure on that middle lane, keeping tabs on the high ground as well. Specky now pushed down towards the tier 2 tower. TP support is going to come down there, and it's Kurukai. So the two big carries going head to head. Kurukai won't worry about damaging off Spectre. Oh, mid actually goes off. Ancient Apparition is on the front side, forcing Puppy to stay closer towards the battle. Now they turn around, level death on top of G. They should be able to claim him right now. It is actually Doom right on top of him. Ancient Apparition is disabled and should actually burn to a million little pieces. Vengeful Spirit also running around just outside that tower. Was not needed to actually finish that one off. And Doombringer claims the big one. Ends the mega kill streak, gains 410 gold from the kills as well. From that one kill. Makes it 9 to 10. A lot of pressure being applied right now here in the mid lane. CM comes through, just Nova's off the creep wave. More money for wards. Possibly an Ogre Axe as well. 900 HP is good for a CM, but she's still pretty squishy. Get a little bit more HP points up. Clockwork Goblin having a little bit more free time here on the bottom lane to farm and push to the tier 1 tower. Is that a completed mech? It is a completed mech on top of Lich, not just a buckler. And Doombringer will be ready to push out this mid lane. TP down towards the bottom lane. Kurukai back down there again. BKB as well as Helm of the Dominator. We did see that Ogre Rax on him about 5 minutes ago. So he's completed up the rest of it. Interesting BKB once again, Kurukai. We saw him with a Morphling. He went defensive. Picked up that Lincoln Sphere. And basically just try to keep himself alive. And this time around, he's gone, well, you can say defensive again too. Helm of the Dominator wants to keep his life up there. Does allow him to stay in the lanes a lot longer and farm up to late game, which is where Kurukai does love to play. He doesn't like to play on the, actually, Ancient Apparition coming in towards the middle. Asen so screwed. Clockwork Goblin came over the top. He has to pop up his ulti too. Miracle keep himself alive at the moment with the Majestic charges. About to get cold feeded. Can't get away. Dread gets one kill. And it is the Ancient Apparition who picks up the second one with that cold feed on the Vengeful Spirit. Doombringer still here in the middle lane. Do we have an Enigma ulti? Trying to get my eyes to work at this time in the morning. The answer is yes. They might be able to fight here in the mid tower. Enigma waiting for the right time to strike. Kurukai pushing out this bottom lane while this is happening. ES Fissure goes off, holding the Doom in place on the back of the cold feet. He is taking a lot of damage right now. Now Specky Haunt comes in. TP double in towards the mid. Cogs come over the top. They've still got Doom. Doom does pop off. Dread should die from just that Doom that popped off. So Clockwork Goblin will take a fall from this. Kurukai bringing down Light of Heaven. Will he fall? Clockwork Goblin, he's still going to pop. No, he doesn't. He lives and Magic Wands was enough. Kurukai manages to pick up a double. Will manage to bring down, if they can catch him, the Clockwork Goblin as well. My apologies for getting lost. Man, 11 to 13. Kurukai and Lich all diving back past that tower. They'll wipe out this creep wave and then take the tower. Ancient Apparition just doing a little bit more damage. Oh, it's beautiful. Couple it with the Clockwork Goblin Rocket. That was all that was needed. Ancient Apparition ulti, Clockwork Goblin Rocket did more than enough damage to finish off the rest of it, but Dread will sacrifice his life for this one. Lich ulti comes off, bounces around, doesn't go to AA, which is where they wanted to actually bounce down to. Actually, it does. It gets the last hit in him. But Asen does pick up that one Flame goes across that mid lane. Kurukai gets the last hit in the tower. More money for the big hard carry. Doombringer coming down to spots off the ES illusions. He picked up that rune in the bottom lane, so Doombringer still with a full bottle. Won't be too heartbroken. Didn't really need to use the bottle charges anyway. How Spectre going at the moment. FaZe and Vanguard. Light of Heaven dying in that last engagement. Save the game. Now everyone's back in farming and cool and calm and collective. But oh my lord, oh my lord. This game is so damn close. Like, you just sit here going, okay, fair enough. Moscow 5, they had that massive engagement on bottom lane, got them back into the game, got them in front, and they've managed to hold that advantage for right now. But GGnet are still going head to head. There's no real winner out of all this one. Obviously, we're seeing Dro Ranger getting stronger and stronger with every minute that actually passes up. And if you want someone who's great at farming, like Kurukai, you notice him every single time I actually have a look at him. He's in a lane, generally an uncontested lane, or he's in the neutrals farming. He just moves between them all. Oh, selling off his poor man's shield. Decides he doesn't need it, wants the 1,400 gold instead. Possibly going to go for that 60. What have we actually currently got back at the main base? Not quite sure what he's actually trying to do with that. Or why he actually sold that item. Coming a little bit closer, just harassing the Spectre back. There we go. Crow is flying it in. And it is the Yasha. Must need that little bit of extra money to actually finish it off. Or actually, no, he didn't. He was actually quite all right. Kurukai now up to level 16. Facing down his other big carry, which is the Spectre. AA making a move up towards the top lane. Kurukai, overconfidence. It is one of his weaknesses, and I'm not just being a Jedi for this one. Fisher! Oh, it was just too late. Kurukai, after the stun did come through, decided to go back. Azen trying to fall himself back right now. Will have that mech charge to help him off here. The fissure will be on cooldown for the moment. Has enough mana for another one. Roccat pops down as well. His Aeronation Apparition ulti, it could come off as well. Azen doesn't have enough for him. No, he can't get the mech off. Double A gets the last hit. So Lich does die up there on the top lane. VS swapping in on Clockwork Goblin here in the middle lane. Dre decides to actually fight it, putting himself in the cogs. Now he's going to get stunned by Enigma. Doom comes in, level, Death's on top. And there goes Dread. Clockwork Goblin going down. ES Fissure trying to slow down this mid push as well. VS got to be very, very careful. That Ancient Apparition ulti can come at a moment's notice. So now, rotating down towards the bottom lane, Kurukai wants to complete up that mantra as fast as he can. DD on top of Kurukai now too. It's Roshan time, boys. Kurukai is going to screw this up. Not screw it up. I was going to say, fuck this up. Screw this up would actually mean he'll completely fail this one. But look at the amount of damage he popped out. 79 plus 376 at the 25-minute mark. Roshan stands no chance. Joe Ranger takes the Aegis Immortal. Drops his magic wand to do so. Keeps the TP over the top of it. Slows down now, TPs himself out, does get done. Oh, he could be throwing away. BKB pops off, he turns around, fights it off. VS Roar goes off, gives the vision. And Dro Ranger coming back in towards this mid. Enigma as well. Smoke on top of CM as well as Clockwork Goblin. They're looking for a little bit of an opening. If they can track down Dro Ranger, even if they can. That BKB, actually still got another couple of seconds on cooldown. Roccat does expose Dro Ranger coming down south as well. So CM and Clockwork Goblin, the smoke will actually be dispelled in just a moment. In fact, yes, they did actually just come close enough. The smoke did actually get dispelled. Obviously, there's only two things that actually get the smoke to actually come off. Three things. You actually attack something. You come in range of a hero, an enemy hero that is, or the time just wears off. Frostcone going on top of Kurukai. Wow, NS, you got some balls, dude. Now finally Clockwork Goblin comes in, cogs it off, Ancient Apparition coming up. Enigma's going to come in from the backside right now. Is this really what they wanted to initiate on? GGnet could have a big opening here if they catch off the Ancient Apparition. Does pop the ulti! Oh, it fires off the Aegis Immortal. Lich coming down now, spots off. There goes CM, he tried to hide up on the high ground. Enigma Black Hole ulti, trying to hold Ancient Apparition in place. Now Dro Ranger comes in, using nothing but the life steal. Doesn't even want to use the frost arrows. Save the mana, but against Kurukai, another kill. Aegis the Immortal board in that time. Top lane, Doom is also having a bit of a crack here at Specker. I'm just changing everybody's names right now. Doom hitting on top of that tower, forced to fall back right now. TP support did come off. Now cancel. The dagger did fly as well. Cancel TP was the one from the Clockwork Goblin. Decided to stick in the middle lane. And now the push will come. Yeah, I don't know why I saved 87, but I'll go with it. 15 apiece. 15 kills apiece here in Game 3. First game, spoiler alert by the way, went to the Moscow 5 with a great opening. GGnet came back with a great reply, taking out the second game. And now we find ourselves in the third game in one very, very close battle. Could you ask more for a grand final? I think you could. Another 2 matches. It is a best of 5. So there goes the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane, GGnet, trying to get a little bit of map control. They've got it as well. All the tier 1 towers are currently down for wow, they come on words. Moscow 5. Is that Clockwork Goblin, Roccat, and Ancient Emperor Shinalti combo once again? But basically, tier 1 tower still smoking in the middle lane, but it is still standing. And tier 1 tower in the bottom lane is still up for GGnet, where they've claimed the one on the bottom, mid, and top of the Moscow 5 guys, as well as now the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. And Miracle leaving a ward just at the back there. Wants to keep eyes. Wants to know where that opportunity is for the gank. If there is someone hanging around, Manta has been completed on Dro Ranger, 28 minutes into the game. BKB, Manta, Helm, and the Dominator. I see Satanic coming up after it. Maybe not. I'd like to see a little bit more damage come out from him. Even if it does come in the normal form of a Sanjay Yasha or something like that. Anything. Give me more. Give me more. Roccat does pop off. Just try and check out this Enigma. As well as VS. Miracles. Getting frosted. Support from GGnet is rolling in. Ancient Emperor Shinalti should be able to kill off Miracle before this fight actually starts. Yes, it does. Miracle once again taking a very early fall. Specky haunts himself in. Ratings is completed right now on top of Specky. Does not keep the pressure on GGnet. Even with all 4 there, you don't want to keep that. You don't want to get a little bit too aggressive on that one. But Specky was actually just using the haunt to keep the pressure on. Wasn't even the real one. He's up here. But Radiance completed by 29 minutes. It's a late Radiance. It's a late Radiance. Radiance for the most effective time comes between 50 and 30 minutes. You still get a little bit more pushing power later on. But once you hit the 40-minute mark, most heroes on the map will actually have no issue whatsoever. They will be able to have enough HP points to actually survive it. And now Doombringer also with a Sacred Relic, almost up to his Radiance. So the effect is literally just given straight back again. Dro Ranger though getting even stronger as we keep on going through here. 3,000. Maybe Butterfly. Maybe something. Give me an Eagle Horn. That can go into multiple things. Actually, give me a Barizia. I want to see that crit. Actually, it's been a long time since I've seen one of those actually bought in a competitive game. But still, classic item. Dro Ranger, not taking any of that Specky Radiance damage. It's almost close enough to do it. Smoke down. Once again, we see it here from the Moscow 5. They want to get that initiation off. Clockwork Goblin even leveling up as they pass the creep wave. Doombringer Enigma fall back to the tier 1 tower. They know something is up. Also, Dro Ranger has got a double, almost triple pull. Helm and the Dominator must have been helping with that one. Capture one of those creeps. They can pull for years if they wanted to. But Dro Ranger getting a crap load of farm right now. And there's that Eagle Horn I was talking about. VS hanging around the mid lane. So the Moscow 5, they rotate themselves in towards that mid. They're still looking for a GGnet hero. TP support now come in here from Enigma. Glyph pops off. VS still on the front lines. Miracle could die early on the piece again. Spanky haunts in. There should be enough to kill off Miracle right now, just from the more Radiance damage. But the Lich ulti pushing the M5 boys back. AA goes down. G goes down. Dread takes the fall from Kurikai in the top lane as well. Where's the Frost? It's not. It's just the illusion. It's just the illusion harassing him back. And even then, that illusion did a crap load of damage. 3 for 1 is the trade. 18 to 17. GGnet back in front now on the kill count board. Lich caught out in the top lane. Specky caught out in the top lane. Lich is there. Forcing him back. Enigma thinks about going up on the top. See him getting whatever farm he can on the way back. But 18 to 17. 32 minutes into this game, GGnet just definitely won themselves one of the small fights. It's not the big fight yet. The big fight will come when they try and push in for this little sucker. It's the racks. You know it's not going to be far off. Kurukai in towards that mid. 87 plus 220. Holy crap. Give him more damage. Give him more damage. Now waiting to actually push in. Seeing if it's all clear. Yes, let's pop off the fissure. Buys him a little bit of time. Pipe now up on top of Enigma. CM, no one hang around to see it fired off. Tower pushing Enigma back a little bit. Mech more than enough to keep everyone alive. They've already let off one charge to bring everyone back up a little bit more. A very, very low cooldown on that mech. I say low, it's 45 seconds. Frost is going at Kurukai. He's up to level 20 already. Eaglehorn's there. Talisman of Evasion, followed by Quarterstaff, and he'll have what he wants. He comes up towards the top lane. This is just going to be a massive free farm for him right now. There's the Talisman. And if he gets the rest of his creep wave too, he'll actually have his Quarterstaff. Enigma back down towards the bottom lane. GGnet still trying to keep control of this map. They did lose an extra tier 1 tower from the last time I talked about the tower stats. They did claim a tier 2 though, so obviously not going to complain too much. Clockwork, Enigma, ES. Moscow 5 looking for some form of gank, some form of advantage they can claim in this battle. Match 3 of the GosuGamers Grand Final. You're just going, oh my god, where the hell do we go from here? The logic must at this stage just be, you know what? Push the lanes down, claim as many towers as possible. If we can get a kill, awesome, and then we push hard. Make the most of that time when the heroes are pushing up the daisies. They've also got to be careful about the defense as well. As all these heroes on the bottom lane are about to actually claim this tier 1 tower, they've got to get themselves back in towards this mid lane very, very fast. This tier 1 tower must go down very fast. The pings and the TPs coming in towards this mid lane. Doombringer's there. ES comes up. Fissure blocks off the front of the wave. It's a small gap for them to come around the side. Glint pops off. Buys them some time. Ancient Apparition is here as well. Doombringer on the front lines. They're going to go straight for the racks right now. Dro Ranger was doing the damage from the range. High Cap being held in a frost cone. ES blinks in. No ulti, but Specky does his. Clockwork Goblin missing on the back of his hook. Enigma comes in. Big ulti. Holds in almost all of the heroes from the Scourge side. CM takes a fall. Kurukai is doing the damage from the inside out right now. Double A goes down. NS goes down. Enigma costs his life to let off that ulti. Clockwork Goblin forced to actually fall up towards the top lane, but GGnet got what they wanted, and that is the Moscow 5 falling back, allowing them to take the racks. Will they rotate? Will they be happy? They should be happy. Will they be happy? They're gonna, oh no, they're gonna fall back. Take out the tier 2 tower on the top, that's where they're gonna head, and take care of the rest from there. Moscow 5, mid racks down, 20 to 18, 35 minutes into this game. Check out the farm on the heroes right now. Kurukai, 23 for 39, 43 assists. Most farmed hero out of everyone on the map. 180 for Specky is as close as you get. Diffusal Blade on top of him now too. Ancient Apparition not just slowing down the regen on the top lane. But the push is already there. Don't need spells, don't need regen. Do it the old-fashioned way. Tier 2 tower goes down. TP might come down towards bottom lane. Clockwork! He hooks it! He really hooked it on Kurukai! But Kurukai turns around and deals so much damage! G is trying to fall back, it won't be enough. Aslan gets the last hit. Light of Heaven does manage to bring down Miracle, the only hero of GGnet that has been taking a fall. He gets a double as well. The Illusions were pushing up. I don't know why I followed them. Spectre now TPing back towards the main base after realising he can't stay out there. 23 to 19. We've got 37 seconds before the Scourge are back at full strength. And now Pycat tanking the tower. Dro Ranger does the rest of the damage. Butterfly is completed on him. But wow, Clockwork Goblin thought he got the best hook of his life, and Kurukai just turns around, mantis and kills. Top racks. So much damage from the Dro Ranger. There she goes. Rocket pops off, double racks down. And now it looks like he wants to head down towards the bottom. But GGnet is hanging around outside the Roshan pit. Might come down, grab Roshan and use the Aegis Immortal to make it 2-1 here in the grand final. Or is there some form of hope here? Is there form of hope for the boys from Moscow? The Moscow 5. The Garaj. I can't pronounce that, hence I call them the Moscow 5. Kurokai now going Roshan. Thought he might go solo. Help does come through. Ancient Apparition ulti pops down. We'll force them back a little bit further, especially considering the entire Scourge side is up. GGnet don't want to make a mistake outside the Roshan pit. You can get Roshan all you want, but then you turn around and get ganked. It doesn't really help you. Specky force scout towards the top. All GGnet have to do right now is just hang around. The Scourge heroes will be forced to fall back when the mid lane as well as the top lane pushes out. Specky and Clockwork Goblin already forced to actually go back towards the lanes. Clockwork Goblin rocketing down. He's going to try and ulti himself in there. If he can manage to catch hold of Doom or Kurokai, even though we saw what happened last time. ES goes in, Blink goes in, Spec goes over the top, and Moscow 5, they're going to make a move in this one. Oh, it's huge! GGnet, they've lost one, they've lost two, Roshan's still up, the Lynch ulti bounces, and they're falling him back. Asm will take the fall, and oh, what a massive waste of sacrificial life. Moscow 5, make it out nothing. Enigma and Doom both buy back. Roshan will be given to the Moscow 5. And Specky takes it. Oh my lord, 2 Raxes down. Good fight to win. There's still 2 Raxes down. But Nagus Immortal, as well as all those kills, going towards the Scourge side. 3,000 gold on top of Spectra. He can buy back if he needs to as well. But quick buybacks coming out from GGnet. You did not want to get caught out at that point. Oh, I can't believe GGnet just did that. They didn't want to push through. They didn't want to try and finish it. They knew that something like that could happen if they stayed inside. They still wanted some form of advantage, so they went for Roshan. And in the end, they got ripped, as well as my voice getting ripped at the same time. Luckily, the ever-handy juice bottle is around. Oh, woo! Yasha flying out. Here's Specky's. Specky now has a Yasha as well. Yasha, Diffusal, Vanguard. Just look for this initiation to come. All those Moscow 5 fans who are just like, oh my god, this game is so over. So over. You are wrong. You are so wrong, sirs. 2 racks down. I've only ever seen it once, twice maybe. I think it's maybe twice before in the 4 years I've been casting Dota where a team can come back from being 2 Raxes down. It is a very, very tall ask. Generally starts with a lane where the Rax is actually still intact. So they generally try and actually focus on the Rax down the bottom. The lane can be pushed faster due to the creeps being the same equal, and also it causes more issues for the other side. Forces them to commit one hero down towards the bottom to keep that lane pressured out. Enigma though, every single time I've looked down towards this lane, there's been some form of conversions or form of push coming from him on the bottom lane. So Puppy knows that's their avenue. Wants to keep it shut down. And now it looks like GGnet's had enough. Doombringers on the front lines. Hood, Vanguard, Radiance. It's turned on. You can turn it off, but don't turn it off. Keep it on. Because there's no morphling. You don't have to really worry about that. Vengeful Spirit. Ready to push out through CM. Yes! Oh! What an initiation! Moscow 5. They've got 1. They've got 2. Doombringer trying to fall back right now. Pine Cat will take a fall. Light of Heaven picks up the double. Spectra trying to fall. Trying to catch. Will he get it? VS falling back. Miracle, the guy who dies all the time, will now die again. Light of Heaven swaps himself. Oh, Drake gets the kill. Light of Heaven was right there to get him. VS gets the swap. 5 heroes down for the Sentinel side. This is huge. The Moscow 5. How much damage can you do? The buyback will be on cooldown right now as well. This is the new version of Dota. 4 minutes cooldown. Should have about another 2 minutes since the last buybacks, I believe. 24 to 28. Even then, there's not enough gold in the bank accounts of GGnet. Oh my lord, even if they wanted to buy back, they can't. Can Light of Heaven get a Rax? That is the question I have. Manta from Spectra is definitely going to help, but the more Spectras, the better. Light of Heaven, the big Spectra. Could you believe he would come to this point where he'd get this much of a hard carry to push back the team to win these fights? You can believe it. His Spectra. His Light of Heaven. Push through the tier 3 tower now. Glimpse will buy them some time. 8 seconds before the creep wave will spawn up. Clockwork Goblin's rocket comes off. Enigma just hanging around the backside. Tier 3 tower. About to go down. Creep wave spawns up. Spectra's radius damage doing most of that. Now GGnet. They have to fight on their terms. They must hold this Rax. ES Fidget comes through. They're going for Pycat. TP support coming right on the front lines as well. Kurukai is there. Can they catch out any of the boys? CM is going to take the first fall. No, he's not. He actually Ghost Scepters himself, so Kurukai can't get the last hit. Ancient Apparition does come over the top. Light of Heaven takes the fall. They did enough damage in to bring him down. Miracle in a little bit of trouble, but he is chasing NS. Gem of True Sight was dropped. That's why they actually got the initiation before. If I didn't actually comment on it, I don't think I did. They saw the entire GGnet in the smoke just from that Gem of True Sight. It is now in the hands of VS. He drops the smoke, picks up the gem. Enigma down towards the bottom lanes. We saw Dread take a fall. So there goes 3 of the Scourge. The top lane's been pushed pretty hard as well. Saving the game up 27 to 28. Moscow 5, they had the opening. They so had the opening, but they couldn't execute into the base. Now defense duties begin. Doombringer trying to push out the lanes. Enigma heading down towards the bottom. Kurokai's on the front line. Satanic, Butterfly, Manta, BKB. 43 minutes into it. They'll push through the main area. The frickin' mid-racks. And rotate down towards the bottom. Doom is there. They can do the rest of the damage. Manta Star pops off. Ancient Apparition turns in and just says, you know what, this is a very, very bad idea. ES now comes in, uses the illusions to actually get a little bit more bounce from his ulti. Miracle's on low HP because he swapped out Kurokai just to start that battle to keep him alive. G's called out. He managed to get 1, but there's not going to be enough. Scourge are down 2. Dread's trying to stay alive, falling back. CM comes in. Frost goes off. The Mega Creeps are already, the Super Seismic Creeps sitting on top of the tier 4 towers already doing damage while all this is fighting off here. Dread does take the fall with Doom on the front lines. CM as well. This is GG, boys and girls. Dread officially calls it. And Moscow 5 putting up one hell of a battle, but it's not enough in the end. GGnet take the 3rd game, 2-1. There's your last stat screen, boys and girls. And can you believe it? 31 to 29, 44 minutes into it. Moscow 5 looked like they could even come back at that point. They were looking so damn strong when they pushed back. They won those 2 fights. They pushed the lanes back out again. Specky was on the front lines. He had a Manta. He could have pushed. It didn't come though. They tried to. They got picked off one by one trying to push in towards the main base. Didn't work out for them. Game 4, will it? I don't know. That's why we're going there. Guys, don't you go anywhere. We've got match 4 of the GosuGamers Grand Final, hosted by myself here. Well, hosted by GosuGamers, but this Shoutcast is hosted by myself, Tobi Wan. We might have Slash back for Game 4 as well. We'll find out in just a moment, but don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. More action coming up very, very soon.